This time, Islamic Secrets will reveal the story of a Russian pilot who converted to Islam after experiencing a terrible incident in the air. The Islamic guidance he found was truly extraordinary. Indeed, Allah has many ways to bring Islamic guidance to mankind, even though sometimes you have to go through very stressful events. Rarely occurs to us that someone will find God's guidance amidst the terrible conditions in an airplane flying in the air. Russian airline pilot experienced this incident and managed to convert to Islam. After carrying out a visual inspection of the exterior of the aircraft to ensure there is no damage or technical problems, as well as carrying out an inspection of the interior and systems to ensure all instruments in the cockpit are functioning properly, the aircraft is ready to take off and follow the planned route directions. When the plane is traveling at full speed in the air, the plane belonging to the Russian airline suddenly experienced engine problems. I don't know what happened. The plane engine suddenly stopped. The pilot and co-pilot followed the engine failure checklist contained in the aircraft operations manual. All the passengers had started to show fearful reactions. They shouted and even cried uncontrollably. In the midst of the chaos, there was a Muslim man who remained calm. Instead of panicking, he chose to pray and prayed 2 rak'ahs. When the plane pilot came to the cabin, because he wanted to calm the passengers, he was surprised to see the Muslim man praying. In fact, he knew very well that this incident could threaten everyone on the plane. After the Muslim man finished the last rak'ah, the plane pilot immediately asked what he had said to his God. "I have asked Allah for mercy and to be kept away from all danger," said the Muslim man. The Muslim man also asked the pilot to remain calm and not worry. He was absolutely sure everything would be fine. Not long after, the plane pilot returned to the cockpit. Surprisingly, suddenly the engines, which were all experiencing problems, were able to work normally. As a result, the plane managed to fly to its destination and landed safely. Thanks to this incident, the pilot's heart was knocked on wanting to convert to Islam. He and the Muslim passengers immediately went to the mosque. After arriving at their destination, it turned out that the pilot was determined to embrace Islam and take the Shahada in front of several other pilots and co-pilots. A strange incident was also experienced by the Russian pilot who discovered Islam, named Ivan Petrov. He was a Russian military pilot who had served for more than 20 years. He is known as one of the best pilots in his class. With many dangerous missions he has successfully completed. However, behind his success and toughness, Ivan felt that something was missing in his life. Ivan was a man who really loved his work. Flying in the sky gave him a freedom and calm he couldn't find anywhere else. However, as time went by, he started to feel empty. His life was full of routine and risk, making him start to question the purpose of his life. One day, during a peace mission in the Middle East, Ivan's plane experienced engine failure. He was forced to make an emergency landing in a remote village. Even though there were no casualties, Ivan was forced to stay in the village for several weeks until the rescue team arrived. In that village, Ivan met a priest named Abdul Rahman. Imam Abdul is a wise old man who is always friendly and full of affection. While living in the village, Ivan often talked with Abdul Rahman. They discussed many things, from everyday life to the meaning of life and religion. Abdul Rahman introduced Ivan to Islamic teachings. At first, Ivan just listened curiously. However, the more he heard, the more interested he felt. He began to see life from a different perspective. The sincerity and calmness of Abdul Rahman and the villagers made Ivan start to question his old beliefs. Every day, Ivan observes how the villagers carry out their worship. He was impressed by the discipline and togetherness that existed between them. When the month of Ramadan arrived, Ivan saw how the people fasted with great patience and then broke their fast together with great happiness. This touched his heart. Ivan began reading the Quran and studying Islamic teachings more deeply. He felt calm and contentment that he had never felt before. After several weeks, Ivan decided to embrace Islam. With Abdul Rahman's guidance, he said the 2 sentences of the Shahada and officially became a Muslim. Ian's life changed drastically after returning to Russia. He became a calmer, more patient and grateful person. He feels that his life now has a clear purpose. Ian continues to carry out his duties as a pilot, but he is also active in the Muslim community in Russia, sharing his experiences and helping those who want to know Islam more deeply. Ivan Petrov, the pilot who once felt empty, now finds peace in Islam. He realized that his search for the meaning of his life had led him to the right path, and he was determined to live the rest of his life with complete sincerity and devotion to Allah. This story illustrates how someone can find the light of Islam through an unexpected journey in life. Hopefully, this story can inspire and provide enlightenment for all of us.